It's been raining non-stop here in the Philippines, storm after storm for the past 2 weeks now. And with this kind of weather, painting has been basically impossible. I've got 5 projects just sitting here, all of them almost done, just waiting to be painted. But ever since I switched to using lacquer paints, I've learned to respect the weather a lot more. Rainy days, they just don't work. You risk getting cloudy finishes, rough textures, and honestly, it's just not worth it. So with all these works in progress cluttering my workspace and zero painting getting done, I figured it's time for something a little different. I've got a mini surprise for you all in this video. So today's video is sponsored by Bandai. No, I'm just kidding. This video is supported by all of these awesome brands that help keep the channel going. Big thanks to all of them for their continued support. And a special thanks to spraygunner.com. They've got everything you need for airbrushing, from top-of-the-line airbrushes to high-quality paint brands. What I do have is the Gundam Assemble Set Zeon's Rush. These sets comes with cards and 3 miniatures from the upcoming Gundam Assemble game. Now personally, I'm not really here for the card game. I got this mostly because I was curious about the miniatures. So let's unbox it, take a closer look at the figures, and I'll share what I think about them. So what's Gundam Assemble all about? From what I've gathered, it's a tabletop miniature game that's launching in 2026. You build and paint these 2-inch Gunpla miniatures, then use them in strategic battles. Each mobile suit has unique abilities based on the Gundam universe, so you can recreate epic battles from the anime or come up with your own scenarios. Now the cool thing about this set is it's kinda a hybrid product. You get the cards for the Gundam card game, but also these miniatures for the Assemble game. I'd say this is early promotion for Gundam Assemble. As of now, since there are no rules yet, you can simply use the Gundam Assemble minis and place them on token cards when playing the Gundam card game. I snagged the Japanese version because, well, I couldn't wait. And there's just something cool about getting the original release, right? Alright, first impressions. The box looks great. Or maybe I'm just excited, but honestly, it's really appealing to me. The layout is clean, the colors pop, and there's just the right amount of info on it. It doesn't feel cluttered, but you still get a good idea of what's inside. Opening it up, the packaging is pretty simple but effective. On one side, you've got the card deck neatly packed, and on the other, you get the miniature runners. Nothing too fancy inside, but it's organized well and easy to go through. There's also a paper damage counter, simple but functional for tracking hits in the game, and a rule or play sheet, which lays out the basics of how to play. Since this is the Japanese version, the rules are in Japanese. But I hear the game's pretty intuitive and Bandai's got English guides online if you need them. Or just get the English version. Oh, and there's a bonus pack with 1 card inside. It could either be a holographic or full art card. First up, there's a 50-card pre-constructed deck for the Gundam card game. This is a red and green deck themed around Zeon's aggressive playstyle, hence the name Zeon's Rush. The cards are in Japanese, so I'll need to brush up on my translations, but they look gorgeous with vibrant artwork of pilots and mobile suits. If you're into the card game, this deck is ready to play right out of the box. I'm not gonna go through every single card in the deck, but just so you know, you get 1 ready-to-play 50-card deck, 10 resource cards, and 8 tokens. It's all pretty straightforward. Now, I'm not really into card games, but I have to say, these cards are gorgeous. The artwork is so good and just flipping through the deck is super satisfying. I do have a few favorites in here, so let me show you those real quick. I'm mostly showing these so you can get an idea of the artwork and overall look. The design is really clean, very detailed, definitely something collectors or fans of the series can appreciate. Even though I'm not planning to actually play the card game, I can see why people enjoy just having these cards, whether it's for the gameplay or just collecting. They feel premium and the visuals alone make them worth keeping. If you're just interested in the card game itself, you can actually buy the starter sets on their own, without the miniatures, from official Bandai stockists and local hobby shops. The regular version is priced around $11.99 US. It's a nice entry point if you're curious about the game or want to start collecting the cards. And of course, if you're more into the figures like me, the special edition sets with the miniatures are worth checking out. Next up, we've got the 3 unpainted Gunpla miniatures. These are the stars of the show for me. They're about 5 centimeters tall, roughly 2 inches, so they're small but packed with detail. They come on runners just like a standard Gunpla kit, so you'll need to clip them out and assemble them. One thing that really made me pause though, why are the round bases on runners? I mean, it's kind of cute and funny. There's really no reason for it, right? Games Workshop bases aren't on runners. They just come loose in the box. But here, Bandai's like, nope, everything goes on a runner. It's very on brand for them. As for the miniatures themselves, the runners are chunky and the plastic feels pretty solid, like heavy-duty, durable plastic. I like that each mini is just on one runner, and the parts are minimal, maybe 6 to 8 at most, which is great. There's no need to overcomplicate things for a figure this small. They do come with a manual, but you won't need it. The build is really straightforward. You could just finish one in a few minutes. I can't help but compare these to the Gundam Artifact series, which I love for how they look, but let's be honest, they're not the most fun to build. These Assemble minis, on the other hand, have no seam lines and the mold lines are minimal. You can easily clean them up with some light sanding or a hobby knife. If you've built Gunpla before, you'll breeze through this. The designs lean more on the classic side, like the classic anime look, and I think that's a good thing. The details aren't overdone, they're clean, smartly placed, and very readable from a distance. They feel thoughtfully sculpted with some cool action poses that really work well visually. And again, no visible seam lines like the artifacts, which is a big win. One difference though, while Gundam artifacts have a little bit of articulation like rotating arms and heads, these assembled figures are static. But honestly, that's totally fine for me. Now, one minor nitpick, the knob marks are a bit bigger than what I'm used to from Gunpla. But then again, if you compare them to something like Warhammer kits, they're actually not bad at all. Some Warhammer kits have way bigger gates. These miniatures come with a 50mm base, so they're definitely bigger than your standard Warhammer Space Marines, which are usually on 32mm bases. The scale gives them a nice presence, especially if you're planning to paint and display them. Now maybe I'm just a really big fan of Gunpla, but I honestly had so much fun putting these miniatures together. I'm genuinely impressed with how well the parts all fit. It's just so satisfying. Bandai has always been top tier, or dare I say, the best when it comes to engineering their model kits, and I really think that shows here too. The way these parts connect isn't your typical round peg and hole setup. The joints and tabs feel intentional and precise. They lock in nicely with just enough tolerance to make the build solid but still disassemble friendly. It's the kind of design you expect from Bandai. Smart, clean, and efficient. Before I end this video, I just want to give a huge thanks again to SprayGunner.com. They've been a huge support in helping me bring you guys more content. Overall, I think these Gundam Assemble miniatures strike a really good balance between detailed and clean. There's just enough going on, but not too much to overwhelm you when painting, which is super important for miniatures. Too much detail can get muddy or just tiring to work on. For this one, Bandai really got it right. So yeah, I'm really happy I picked this up. As someone who builds Gunpla and also dabbles in miniature painting from time to time, this kind of product sits in a very interesting middle ground. It's simple to assemble like Gunpla, but it opens the door to all the painting possibilities that come with miniatures. I'll definitely be painting these figures, and I'll make a separate video showing how I go about that. Everything from priming to base coating, shading, and highlights. I know a lot of you have been wanting to get into miniature painting, and I think this is a great, unintimidating set to start with. The detail is clean but not overwhelming, and that makes a big difference when you're just learning. Now of course, this will not replace your traditional Gunpla kits or your Warhammer figures or whatever you paint, but they bring something new to the table, literally. And at around 30 to 35 bucks for the full set with the miniatures, I think it's a really solid value. Whether you're into card games, models, painting, or even just collecting Gundam stuff, it's worth checking out. And just to add, I really think Bandai is doing something smart here. Gunpla's been huge in Asia for decades, but this move into the miniature and wargaming space feels like they're trying to tap into the Western market a bit more, and I'm really excited to see where they take it. It's clear Bandai really put care into this even if it's a smaller scale product. I mean, let's be real, Bandai knows how to make plastic kits. That's their thing, and it really shows here, from the engineering to the quality of the molds. I'll definitely be doing a follow-up video soon where I paint these miniatures. And yeah, I want to keep it beginner friendly because I know a lot of you are curious but haven't taken the plunge into miniature painting yet. Also, let me know in the comments, are you picking one of these up? Are you more interested in the miniatures or the card game? I'd love to hear what side of the hobby you're coming from. So yeah, I definitely like this set. The miniatures look great, the detail is solid, and honestly, I can't wait to start painting them. If you're into miniatures or just love Gundam, I highly recommend picking one up. In my opinion, it's way better than the Gundam Artifacts. The pose is more dynamic, the build is more refined, and it's just more fun to work with. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye!